There was a time in my life when I said yes and I meant to say no. When I stay silent to keep the peace. When I make myself smaller, my opinions, my needs, my dreams, so other people will feel more comfortable. So I told myself that was kindness, that was love, that was being a good woman. I was wrong, and it took me until my 50s to really understand that. Today, I want to talk about those things I no longer accept in my life. Not as complaints, but as an invitation. Because setting yourself free is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health, your joy, for how long you live and how well you live. Most of us were raised to believe that putting others first was a virtue, and in many ways it is. But there is a difference between generosity and self-erasure. Dr. Gabor Mate, one of the world's leading voices on the connection between emotions and physical health, has spent decades documenting how people who habitually suppress their own needs and emotions are significantly more vulnerable to chronic illness, from autoimmune disease to cancer. His work asks a radical question. What if not being yourself is making you sick? I am not a doctor, but I've lived this. And I watched my mom, who passed away in January, just 3 weeks before her 99th birthday, live proof that the way you inhabit your life has everything to do with how long you get to keep it. The first thing I don't accept anymore is to shrink myself to keep the others comfortable. I used to shrink everything. My opinions, my comfort, my excitement, even my laughter. If it felt it was too much, I learned along the way that being too much was a problem, that taking up space was being selfish. But here is what I have come to understand. The energy it takes to constantly monitor yourself, to edit and shrink and perform a smaller version of who you are, that's exhausting. And chronic exhaustion is not neutral. It wears on your nervous system, your immune system, and your sense of self. My mother never shrank. She was unapologetic until she was 98. She was herself. I thought maybe it was personality trait, but then I realized it probably was a health strategy. The second thing I no longer accept is one-sided relationships. I dedicated so many years to my family and career that I didn't build deep relationships along the way. And when I found myself alone, truly alone, I realized how much I was giving to relationships that weren't feeding me back. The Harvard study of adult development, one of the longest studies ever done on human happiness and health, followed people for over 80 years and came to one clear conclusion. The quality of our relationships is the single greatest predictor of how long and how well we live. No wealth, no status, relationships. After 50, I became much more intentional. I stopped putting energy into connections that only flow one way. And I started, slowly, sometimes awkwardly, building real friendships. Friendships where both people show up. That shift has been one of the most life-giving things I have ever done. For most of my life, I treated my body like a machine. Push through the tiredness, ignore the tension, sleep when you are dead. I was proud of how much I could endure. I didn't understand that my body was failing me. It was talking to me and I kept hanging up. Dr. Peter Attia, physician and longevity researcher, makes a distinction I find incredibly powerful. The difference between lifespan and health span. It's not just about living longer, it's about living fully, being strong, sharp, and present in the decades you have. And that requires listening to your body long before it starts breaking down. After 50, I started sleeping like it was a non-negotiable, moving my body because it feels good, not to punish myself, paying attention to what energizes me and what depletes me. I stopped pushing through and started tuning on. Someday when the things settle down, someday when the kids are older, when I have more time, when I feel ready. Sounds familiar? I lived in Sunday for years, and then I walked the Camino de Santiago. Walking 500 miles across Spain in my 50s was not something I planned my whole life. Sunday is not a day of the week. The research in longevity is very clear. Purpose, novelty, and engagement with life, they literally keep your brain younger. Every time you choose now over Sunday, you are investing in your health span. Somewhere along the way, a story got written about who a woman in her 50s and beyond is supposed to be. What she's supposed to want, how she's supposed to look, what she should be winding down from. I reject that story completely. I am from Spain. I moved to a new country. I built a career. I walked across Spain. I started a YouTube channel in my 50s. None of that fits the script, and I am so glad. Neuroscientist and researcher Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett's work on emotion and the brain shows that our sense of identity, how we see ourselves, and what we believe is possible for us directly shapes our biological reality. The stories we accept about ourselves are not just mental, they become physical. If someone, culture, family, a number on your birthday cake is trying to hang you a smaller story than what you are now, you are allowed to hand it right back to them. And the one thing that ties all this together is this: I no longer accept not to put my oxygen mask first. You know that instruction that they give you in each airplane flight? In case of an emergency, put your oxygen mask first and help others afterwards. I used to think that was an airplane policy, and now I realize it's a philosophy for living. When you deplete yourself completely, when you give and give from an empty place, you have nothing real left to offer, not to your children, not to your friends, not to the world. Taking care of yourself is not selfishness. It is the foundation of every other kind of love. At 50, at 60, and beyond, you still get to choose. You get to choose what to accept. You get to choose who you spend your energy on. You choose to be curious, to be present, and to be fully alive. That's not a small choice. That's the full game. Saying yes to everything often means saying no to what truly matters. I don't compare myself to others anymore. I only compare to myself. I am better today than yesterday, but not as good as tomorrow. I no longer postpone the things that bring me joy. Experts in well-being often say that joy isn't something extra. It's part of healthy, balanced life. So I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer in the comments below, because I read every single comment. That's it. What thing have you been accepting in your life that you are ready to let it go? It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes the smaller shift is what changes everything. If this resonates with you, I'd love for you to join this community, this channel, Passport for Longevity, Worldly, Wise, and Forever Curious, is for the alive, the curious, the ones who refuse to believe their best years are behind them. We talk about health span, about adventure, about the wisdom that only comes from having really lived. Subscribe if that sounds like you, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Because you, my friend, wherever you are, still have so much living to do. Let's do it well.